first, let's go with the main concept of our solution. So I'm going to go through a very quick presentation, just going a few slides that you have on the screen now. So about ourselves, all right, we are a product that is now a bit more than 7 years onto the market. All right, we have the solution sold in more than 16 countries around the world, and in Asia, in Europe, in Latin America, in North America, and recently we've just entered in a few Middle East African countries. So we've got quite a nice coverage scope. Our essence when we first built the product was to be based on a standard, on an industry standard, and at that time we went for the PMBOK industry standard. So that means that if you are familiar with that standard, if you are, for example, a PMP certified project manager, then everything will look and result very familiar to what you've been learning through that course. If you are not familiar with PMBOK, or if you're not PMP, it doesn't matter, it's not a problem. You'll see that Talaia is a very simple tool, and the idea with the standard is for company that may not have so much maturity to start with project management, is using the tool will make you do the right thing, all right? And if you do them very well, then even better, okay? But at least you will be doing you know, the right thing in project management. That's our idea. So our DNA, as I mentioned, based on the standard PMBOK, okay? Be very adaptive. We understand that the standard is a starting point, and then every company has its own culture. So, but you will see that the idea of the tool is being very flexible and adaptive, okay? So that means that if you don't follow completely those standards, or you don't follow all the standards, etc., that is not a problem at all, okay? You'll see that Talaia is, in that sense, very flexible and allow people to take some freedom to move away from that standard, or to adapt the standard to what they want to have, okay? In the same way of being flexible, what we wanted to do is two things. So very adaptive and very, let's say, simple to manage. So in that sense, what we did is not basing our tool on a workflow platform. There's workflows in Talaia, but the idea is that you don't need to create workflows from scratch to start with, okay? So the tool has already workflows, project management lifecycle embedded, all right? So it's ready to use, and that allows us to have very quick deployment. So project implementation deployment in Talaia takes about 4 to 8 weeks maximum. So it's a very quick start with a very return on your investment, okay? You don't need to wait months to get people trained, to get all the workflow defined before you can actually start doing something into the tool. So we are much quicker into that. Obviously intuitive and easy to manage. The idea is that whether you are familiar or not with the tool, then with the standard, sorry, then it is not a problem, okay? The tool usually is very intuitive and very easy to manage, regardless your management, project management maturity, okay? And as well, what we wanted is the tool that being a help and not a burden, not an administrative burden to the project managers, right? That they need to manage project, they need to manage their teams, their providers, all right? And they should not lose too much time in managing the tool, or okay? So that's the idea in Talaia. You'll see that we can start with something that is very quick for project manager to handle, like maybe 15 minutes a week or something like this, and that allows already to use the tool and report relevant information, all right, to management team in order to know where you stand on project. Customizable, so the idea is that we can do some personalization into the tool. The tool is web-based, all right, so you use it with a web browser. It can be deployed on premise, it can be deployed in the cloud, okay, you can choose. We got all the flavors in that sense. Multi-language, currently we've got 3 languages. We've got English, we've got Spanish, and we've got French, okay? And multi-department. The idea of Talaia is that it can sit and start within what department, but the idea of Talaia is that it can stand at company level, all right? And every department, we call them performing organization in Talaia, so business units, all right, department or division. We can create all those departments into Talaia to reflect your company organizational chart. All right. Then I'll go on with a little bit of a vision. Okay. There's a lot of project portfolio management system, and most of them are actually having what I call an ERP approach. All right, so they gather everything, not only project management. They gather all kind of features that are not always fundamental, that we know may be related to project management, but are not always fundamental. All right, so they've got this very ERP approach, and we thought at that time that that was not maybe the best way to go with that things. All right, so what we decided is say, all right, we're going to concentrate on pure project portfolio management features. What we mean by that? So we mean by that we understand that in the project management there is document management involved. We understand that there is some pure financial information involved in project management. We understand that we may have to manage as well what we call task management or operation level stuff. Okay, we understand that there is collaboration tool as well that may be part of the game in project management, as well as pure business intelligence. So our approach there was like, okay, fair enough. Most of the company or some of the company already have part of those pieces of the puzzle. Okay, and they want to keep it because they are very specific to their company. All right, and they are cooperative tool. Okay, so what we do in Talaia is say we will provide all the pure project portfolio management features, and we will be able to integrate with any of those pieces here from your company. All right, so you can keep, let's say, your corporate applications. All right, and we'll just come here with Talaia and we'll integrate. Most of the time it can be totally personalized with any of your applications that you keep on using into your company. Okay, and last point, which I already mentioned right now just to start, was about the business unit. So in Talaia we can start with having just one single business unit. All right, because there's only one department to start with project management into the company, but we can then evolve and create more departments. All right, and have the whole organization working with Talaia and managing their own project into their own business units. Okay, so that's a little bit the major concept that we have in our solution. So I'm just